this in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. I love
And
it.
some of this happened last week. We're just catching up, but we all know, he sued for 250 million, the Times. He sued Blake and Ryan for 400 million. They sued him. Again, I feel like they opened a can of worms, these two. I mean, again, like it's one thing when you silence someone over here. I'm sure Jay-Z and Beyonce behind the scenes God only knows. But I mean, if Jay-Z and Beyonce went and sued the little guy, I assume Justin's lawyer, Brian Freeman, is like, now, I don't know. I'm not saying Brian Freeman's not a name, and I doubt he's doing it for free, but I assume the same thing with like an Amber Heard. I assume as much as the lawyer's fees are, there's got to be some major discount, right? There's got to be
No, there isn't.
something.
Because
No?
the part you're forgetting is this is what I thought too. I thought,
Talk to me.
okay,
Talk to me.
when I first got into this, and I've been deep diving it, and I'm going to do like a multi-part series on the Sarah Fraser show, but obviously my uncle's passed. There's a lot going on. So, but I thought the same thing. I thought, how is Justin Baldoni going against Ryan Reynolds, who's worth like $500 million, and Blake Lively's probably, it doesn't matter because they're married, so they're united. We got to the bottom of it. So
Tell
this is
me.
actually billionaire versus billionaire. Okay, because there's also some discussion that Ryan Reynolds is almost a billionaire. Justin Baldoni's business
Mint
partner,
Mobile.
Wayfarer Productions, is a husband and wife team that started the company Payossity. He is a billionaire. He is the one that funded It Ends With Us. He's the one
Okay.
that's backing Justin Baldoni.
Okay.
So this is to Baldoni is on vacation in Hawaii with
I
his
saw.
shirtless taking photos because if I had a billionaire bestie, business partner, we ain't got any cares in the world. Brian Friedman is a huge deal here in Los Angeles. And
Yes,
Friedman,
he is.
let me look at who Friedman has repped.
Yeah, like I don't think Freeman is like, oh,
Not
doing this
working
for
for free.
free.
No,
No.
no, no, no.
But what a great case to say I'm suing Blake and Justin. Okay, so I didn't did they know the partner was a billionaire? I assume they did. I mean, lawyers do research before they sue people. Like every time I've sued someone and Heather McDonald tells people on there that I'm litigious, well, just don't fuck with me and I won't be litigious. I mean, I'm very nice if you just don't try to fuck with me. But
Yeah.
every time I've sued someone, we did a full perspective of is there money there? Why are we suing this person? I mean, so they must have known Blake and Justin. I don't think they just sued. They must know that there was $1 billion on that side too.
Oh,
That's
100%, 100%. Because I was thinking to myself, how did Baldoni secure the rights to Colleen Hoover, who's like number one writer currently for women, to It Ends With Us? And again, he was in Jane the Virgin. No, no shade to him, but you know what I mean?
very good show. Very good show.
How is he doing this? And then I'm like, oh, okay, he's got a billionaire, and I'll find the guy's name and his wife. But
Okay.
interestingly, too, Brian Friedman has previously represented a man who sued Justin Baldoni over his 5 feet apart script. So this is a brand new story that just came out. According to newly
Oh.
surfaced court documents obtained by Page Six. Well, you know this was leaked by Blake's team, allegedly, allegedly.
Mhm.
Travis Flores accused Baldoni in 2021 of copyright infringement and breach of contract over the movie, which allegedly ripped off his script titled 3 Feet Distance. Flores claimed in court documents that he began writing 3 Feet Distance in 2010 after being diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. The title was allegedly based on medical guidance that patients should never get closer to each other than 3 feet because they are prone to spreading harmful bacteria to one another.
Mhm.
However, by 2016, Flores claimed he emailed a copy of that screenplay to several genetics representatives, including defendant Caleb Remington, after they expressed interest in his script and agreed to keep it confidential. The following year, CBS Films announced that it was going to begin development on an untitled film with Baldoni and his production company,
Mhm.
Wayfarer Entertainment, backed by a billionaire, about
Mhm.
teens with cystic fibrosis. By 2018, Baldoni also had Flores to appear in his documentary series called My Last Days about young people with terminal illness. Flores agreed, but made a concerted effort to avoid disclosing any portion of 3 feet distance to Baldoni, the suit read. The long and the short is Brian Friedman became involved and sued Baldoni and Wayfarer. So this isn't any surprise. However, in March of 2022, the lawsuit was dismissed, by the way, by a federal.
Otherwise, we'd have a conflict and it couldn't have taken this case. Make that net clear.
in Los Angeles, with the settlement terms remaining undisclosed, my dear. Flores unfortunately passed away in May of 2024 due to unexpected complications from his genetic disease. Page Six has reached out to Baldoni's rep and Friedman for comment, but of course did not hear back. Freeman is now representing Baldoni as he battles his It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively's sexual harassment claim.
Look, when you call a lawyer, any lawyer, in a big firm, small firm, the first thing they do is like, okay, we have to rule you out for conflicts. That's why, like, you're getting a divorce, you call Laura Wasser immediately. J-Lo called, Ben can't have her. That's how it works. So there's no conflict, especially if the person's passed away and it was resolved prior. Yes, I'm sure Blake's team leaked that, allegedly. So it's billionaire versus billionaire. I find it very interesting that I don't know why these people, I find it very interesting that basically the last thing that has happened with this was
Well,
that well what did I find very
kind of
interesting? I found interesting that, and again, we're recording this a few days before you guys hear it. What I liked from last week was that they wanted to silence Friedman. Like, that's kind of what I found interesting because he was doing podcasts and look, he's talking to every media outlet possible. I mean, it's not a bad position for him to be in. I agree he's not doing this for free. The fact that you're suing Blake and Justin, I mean, Blake and Ryan is great. I mean, I'm sure he's loving it. They're all media whores. But they wanted to silence him, Blake's team, because he's speaking out all the time. I thought that was interesting. And then Justin said, well, I'll just like come up with a website and we'll release all the communication. I also think
oh,
it's very boom. I also think it's very interesting when like this is what lawsuits are made of, right? You release this unedited video, hey, it's Brian Freeman. We're releasing this. Doesn't seem like there's anything between this is unedited. Justin's in behaving and and all for 2 days. Everyone's like, oh, Blake is so fucked. Look at this. I said it. And then Blake's team comes out and they're like, well, we love the video as much as you do. The video shows he's not in character. He's not supposed to speak to her.
not
His
supposed to
lip
be canoodling her neck.
right. And so you're like, man, both sides. You could listen to one scene, like, where does oh, these lawyers are good. You're like, oh, now Blake's got a point and he's got a point. This is what lawsuits are made of. Guys, don't sue anyone. It's unless you
Well,
really,
do
it's
so if
not
you've got $1
easy.
billion. I mean, this is going to be fun. This is like almost
Yes.
insane entertainment for us at this point. I don't have any. Now that I know that it's billionaire versus billionaire, I'm like, I'm in it for all the entertainment. I don't give a rip. They got plenty of money to waste. They got plenty of money to spend. Brian Friedman, the attorney, his house burnt down in the Palisades, and this man has time to plot and plan and release video. I mean, hello, this is the best movie that's on TV right now. The other thing about that video, what did you think? The intimacy coordinator was not on set when that was taken, but didn't it seem to you because at the end, Justin Baldoni yells cut. So they were obviously getting they were getting like B-roll of the two of them dancing and they're talking to one another and she's saying how she and Ryan can never shut up